woke up and thinking that the courts had this knucklehead lined up and people were going to be getting their food stamps. Excuse my look, people. This is how I look when I get depressed. I get into my robe and just go into hiding and stuff because this is horrible going on around me. And come to find out that the Supreme Court put a stay on them, giving them people their food stamps. And I said to myself, them damn knucklehead, probably that damn uh, ugly gorilla man sitting up there on the bench and stuff. That was probably him who did it, or one of them other knuckleheads up there. And I couldn't believe that Catania did that.
What'd she do?
She was the one that approved the stay because that is her. Each one of those justices and stuff are in charge of a specific uh, court district and everything. And she was in charge of the district that uh, they had appealed that case and everything and stuff too. That was her district. I think they said it was a ninth district or something like that she's in. She's in charge of, and she has to decide and stuff if the case is going to come to the Supreme Court. So she was the one that had to give the stay.
In a way, that right there's a good. That was a good decision.
Well, she could have not given the stay and everything and said, well, we're going to go by what the opinion and stuff of uh, the district court and stuff down there. But it still hadn't went through the appeal process, and that was the reason why she had to give the stay because the appeal process hasn't went through. So they probably knew that she didn't have any other choice but to do that.
Yeah.
So that's why they rushed it up there to her. And then the fact that she was the one that did it and everything, they just, I guess it was like icing on the cake for them. Yeah, we got a black woman up there on the Supreme Court and everything. It's supposed to be the most liberal judge in the world, and she gave a state because evidently it must be okay to not to feed hungry people. So I guess they're trying to put her in that same loop and everything with them. But she said, hey, it has to finish the appeals court process, so we're going to have to give them a stay. So they're hoping that the appeals court hurry up, and because of what's going on, that there's almost 30-some, 40-some million people and stuff who are dependent upon this decision. They'll probably get this thing back and do their thing and stuff. Um,
I was listening to C-SPAN this morning, and this 91-year-old woman called in, and just to let y'all know, she sounded white to me. I looked at my card this morning, and it was empty.
yeah.
91 years old, bro. But
Oh.
I voted for him. He's doing a good job. He's
Oh.
protecting us. But I don't understand how come these people don't get together. This is ridiculous the way they treating us. But he's doing a good job. Man,
we spoke about this stuff yesterday, Ted. After folks get to be a certain age, they become a little senile, and they they have no idea what the hell's going on.
he's
They
our
get
president. We supposed to
yeah.
pray for him.
Yeah, that's how they are. That's why they voted for him because he got to do what he say do, and without understanding that he had the power to give them the stamps. So
He got the
That's
power to
how,
give them all that money.
absolutely, and that's how Fox News get away with a lot of this whole crazy crap and everything because they got those folks out there in those red states that they just it's whatever somebody said. That's the gospel. If they go on Fox News and Fox got them on their news and Fox don't say anything about it, then that's the gospel. And they don't look at anything else but right there in front of them. Well, the president did, but that's what's going on, Ted, out there. That's why you have. I'm pretty sure that's how Donald got back in office and everything. He got those folks out there hoodwinked and bamboozled and everything, and he just can't do nothing wrong. I don't care what's going on. He can't do anything wrong, especially if Fox News says it. The
Well, you got
conservative,
all these other stations now too. Sinclair, you got EON or whatever it is. Bunch
yeah,
of them out there. But
news, new,
you know,
news max or something like that they call them.
well, I just I am so grateful that I know how to read. I'm so grateful that I have a sense of logic and critical thinking, and I'm so grateful that I know what's right from wrong. And you know, people don't understand the history of this. And I hate to use poverty. I'm gonna say brokenness. People don't understand the history of this brokenness. You know, if people understood how these people, all of these people, are just basically broke. They don't, you know, they might not have got a high school degree and they living off of this and they living off of that and ain't nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is that even if you broke, you can read, you can pick up some books, you can read the newspaper, you can try to, keep learning and know what's going on in this country and how they're manipulating you. The news people is just doing their job because the only reason why they get eyes is because of bad news. When somebody have a big wreck, they play that over and over. Somebody robbed the bank, they play that over and over because they want to keep those eyeballs on their TV set. When you start using ethnic things, like when we used to, every time you look around, it was a Muslim, something happened, boom, it was on TV all the time. Some black folks do something wrong, boom, it's a loop. So that's the sad part about it, that a lot of people, American people, and this is the reason why the Republicans say that everybody shouldn't vote. That was Rush Limbaugh's big thing. Some people shouldn't vote, shouldn't be able to vote.
I'm gonna throw a little monkey wrench out there. Well, when you brought the old lady up, 90-some-year-old lady up from some place out in one of them red states, so she probably lives in South Dakota or North Dakota or someplace, or Montana or someplace out there. And we, as liberals and Democrats or progressive folks, have something that other folks need to see. Why we are so afraid to go out into those red states and sit down and talk with those folks. I don't know. We had a uh, we had a great opportunity to go to the state of South Dakota about 20 years ago. And I moved out there for 17 months into South Dakota, a little town called Winter, South Dakota. Probably they had, Winter, South Dakota hasn't seen a black person in never in that little old town. And you went out there to this little old town and started talking with the people and stuff there. The Indians who were on the reservation, they had a reservation there, and that little town had another reservation out by Rapid City, South Dakota. Anybody who know about those areas out there know that they are big land places and very few people. You can go 200 miles in either direction from Winter, South Dakota, and you probably don't see but probably maybe 30 people in 200 miles. Vast area. But there are people who live out there. They went out there to work. They had a job, and we're getting ready to move out there into the place out there. And we're sitting there and motel and stuff, waiting to start the job and stuff out there in Winter, South Dakota. And these white folks came in there and they was all sitting down there doing all those things and walking around. And they came in there, and this husband and wife offered us their home for free. Now, the house was 17 miles away from the city, but if you're going to let me have your place for free, I'm going to check it out. Gave us directions and stuff and said, go out there and look at it. Okay, we went out there and looked at it. Nice place, man. Nice place. Had a big old farm. Had cattle and stuff all sitting out there and everything. The guy just had to move into the city because he was sick and he had heart problems. So he wanted somebody to watch his place. So he picked us to watch his place. Black folks. So just by us going there and introducing ourselves to the people there in the town, and as soon as you come in there, they don't never. It was automatically known. Oh, we got some black people coming there, and we go to the restaurant. We stayed at the motel for about a week, and right before we got ready to come back to take the key to get our stuff and move back out there and everything, that's when they offered their home.
Mm, that's amazing.
That was amazing, and just by being there and stuff. Yeah, by the time we left there and everything, the whole town and stuff, man, they came out and gave us a big party and all that other stuff and everything to thank us for coming out there. I'm telling you, man, we just have to go out and meet these folks and stuff because if they don't see you, do you think that they are going to understand who you are and that you aren't the monsters that these folks and stuff portray you to be? That you aren't the communists that they're telling you, these people, that you are, because some of those folks out there believe they got to be communists because the people on Fox News said they're communists. They're all bad names, any kind of bad name they can give you. But go out there and let the folks and stuff see who you are. We all in the same bag, people. So stop, Democrats, stop being afraid to go out and get in touch with these people. Let them know who in the heck you are. Shouldn't be afraid to go there.
What you're saying is the truth, bro, because I experienced that in Wisconsin.
Yeah, there you go. You got to know who you are. You go north of Milwaukee, especially when we were going up there. You go north of Milwaukee, bud. You was a rarity.
You got that
Anything north
right.
of Milwaukee, you was a rare. We went to school. I went to school there. We had 19 black people on the campus.
Yep.
19. The rest of the school was all white.
Yep.
But we made friends and stuff there with those white folks.
Yep.
They knew us. They were very nice to us. Oh man, we didn't think. Oh, you got to go out and meet these people and let them know who in the hell you are. That you're not a daggone monster. That you don't have a tail. That you're not a communist. You got the same values that they have. Stop sitting up there in your ivory tower, people, and get the hell out there. You don't want them to call you a communist? Go out there and show them you're not a communist. They are communists. They don't know what's going on. They don't like you. And they believe that stuff until you go out there and show them that you are not. Observation and stuff, Tiff, from what you said about that 91 Leo lady and stuff there. Because I've heard that before. People saying that. They'd be out there in their little towns and stuff and everything. Man, I went to school in my first year. I was out by Western Illinois University. There was a kid that came from a town that was about 30 miles away from the university. He lived on a farm. And he came to and he went to the college and everything. And he finally, he was my roommate for about a few seconds until my friend Moon came. But knowing the kid, he finally one day said that he had never seen a black person other than on television.
Yep.
And he always thought that we had tails
Damn.
because people told him that. This is how they are. They're monkeys. He didn't know it. He went all the way through grade school, high school, never saw a black person. Never. Other than on television. All he was saw was folks out there riding and creating problems and shooting each other and all that other stuff, people over there in the ghetto. But he had no idea that we were the same folks that he is. We out there wanting the same thing that they want. We want to have freedom. We want to be able to live free. We want to have a home. We want to earn a living and everything and raise our families just like they do. Hey, it's a world out there, folks, that you guys have not visited, that you need to get out and talk to people. You have to talk to people and let them know who in the heck you are.
Yep.
You, that's all we have to do, man. And I don't know why we won't do that. You can't get our folks out there. I bet you if Nancy Pelosi had took off and went out to North Dakota someplace and one of them little small towns and sat down there at the table and stuff with this 91-year-old lady and sit there and talk to her and everything and had a cup of coffee with her, she would be thinking a heck of a lot different about Nancy than those folks did now because they made her look like a daggone devil. They made her out to be a devil and they believed it. Lady wasn't a devil.
Well, and you got to look at it like this, though, Ed. You look at the South and all the negativity they talked about us and what have you, and that carried on throughout the years and decades. So, and some of those people took that with them if they moved out of the South.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to realize that this stuff get replenished by immigrants. And some of these people might be second generation immigrants, third generation immigrants, or their grandparents just got here and then their children go on to college and live in the big city and what have you. So, we are a country that we renew ourselves every couple of decades, and we got so many. I heard him say the new mayor of New York. He said there are over 1 million Muslims in New York. we are a changing country. And if you look at all the different representatives and people that's on board in this political arena, people are realizing that this is America. I can run for anything I want to. I can become whatever I want to. If I want to be on the news and I'm an Indian person, I can be on the news. If I'm an Asian person, I can be on the news. All I got to do is get my education, get my college degree, and now we have it. And that's a good thing. However, like I was telling my grandson, you got to compete. When we was coming up, all we had to do was compete against white folks. That was our experience. I had to be better than that white boy.
Mm-hmm.
Besides being better than the black guy I'm trying to take position too. But the point is, that's what we had to do. We didn't have all of these nationalities and people that were integrated. You might every once in a while you'll run across an Asian or a Latino,
Mm-hmm.
but now we have all kind of can't say the word
Ethnicity.
ethnicity, and we have all kinds of people. Now, when I lived in Chicago, it was a different little story. You had your Italian community, you had your Irish community, you had your Polish community, you know, stuff like that. But usually we stayed in a 2 block radius.
Yep. You had your Jews out there on Lakeshore.
There you go. We had the Jews. So, and we used to have a place where we used to go get our clothes. We called Jewtown.
Right.
We didn't go.
Evanston,
We didn't go
Evanston,
downtown to buy clothes, bro. We went to Jewtown.
the city of Evanston was known to be a Jewish town when we coming up. Evanston was Jewish. Everybody up in Evanston was Jewish.
And you know what? I'm learning something I didn't even know that.
You didn't?
No, I
Oh
didn't.
man. Oh man, it was. It was Jewish. It was man, that was Jewish folks living there all the time. And then black folks started moving up there. But it was man, you go to Evanston, but that was Jewish folks up there. That was it. But that's the way it was in that Chicagoland area.
Yeah,
People had their enclaves where they lived at. They had Chinatown, and everybody knew where Chinatown was at. It
that's
was
right.
what 12th Street all the way down to what the name of the other from 12th Street all the way down to what State? No, uh, I can't think of that cross street that going down there, but that was Chinatown,
Yep.
and they had a big uh awning and stuff up there that you knew when you came into Chinatown because all the decorations on the building was Chinese. You knew it. Oh man, I'm in Chinatown.
When we were kids living in Chicago, my old man used to take us to all the different restaurants. We went to Chinatown, ate at Chinatown. We went to the Polish place. We went to German, and we tasted all the different kinds of foods. And that's the way it was. And we were accepted, our family. And we were well behaved because you know what he did before we started going out to dine? He taught us table manners.
Absolutely.
So when we went out, and they used to come to his table and say, "Your kids are so well behaved."
Man, yes. It must have been something, Ted, about the people who came from the South who did that. Because my parents did the same thing. We sat down at the table to eat, and we had to. You ate with your knife and your fork, and you know how to cut your meat with your forks and your knives
That
and
must have
everything.
been some
You
kind
know
of
how
whatever.
to.
I don't
You
know.
know how to. You could not put both your hands in your plate. If you
Ooh,
did, you got your hand cracked.
and you better
Get
not
that
put
other
your
hand out.
elbow on that table.
Don't put your elbow on that table.
Take your napkin, put it on your lap.
Yes, sir. That was it. Hey,
It must have been something
it was
about
something, man,
people
because
coming from the south that
that's it. Because my parents did the same thing to us, man. That we set that table, but you had to learn how to eat and everything.
yeah.
Oh man, you eat with the wrong utensil and stuff, you got cracked.
Ooh, what you talking
You got
about?
you got the wrong spoon, you got the wrong fork. That was a salad fork. Oh man. Oh man, I didn't know that. Man, I'm learning something new here again. Shoot.
So it's amazing. I'm gonna go back to this. These college days when I took music appreciation, you start appreciating other people's culture and what have you, and that's going back to what you were saying when you went to Dakota.
Hmm.
So, so the thing is that, but I didn't have to go to North Dakota, South Dakota, or Wisconsin or anything to appreciate other ethnic groups and respect their culture. I didn't have nobody brainwashing me, telling me. Now, of course, you heard stories about the Italians and what have you, some negative stuff because, Chicago was, what it was. But I'm just saying, but even then, the Italians were well dressed people, a lot of them. Now, I don't know if you remember, man, I used to wear Italian knits.
Hmm. A lot
That
of
was my
folks did.
thing.
A lot of people did.
Yeah,
That's
we wore
cause,
Italian
cause
knits
that's
and
cause,
double breast slacks.
right, and because most of the Jews and stuff own those stores.
Yeah. So you learn things and you emulate, you copy, you design, and then you do your own thing, and what have you. Everybody's culture is copied, and you know, and what they say is copying is the best form of flattery. People like what the way you sing or the way you dance or the way you act or whatever. People copy that. And then it gets all mixed up, and then people come up with different ideas, and they come up with different fashions, they come up with different music, they come up with all kinds of stuff, dances and what have you. Now, the black folks in our neighborhood, and I'm sure all over black folks' neighborhoods, every week or every 2 weeks or every month was a new dance. So that was our thing. We come up with different dances. That was our thing. So it's amazing, I mean, I look at just because I'm talking about this because of this guy here. He's a Muslim, and the one thing that I didn't like about his speech, he didn't say anything about America. That's the one thing I didn't like because we already know that America is a dream, it's a concept, it's a pie in the sky. Unified. We'll never be a utopia, but the point is that it's about treating everybody equal. Now, is he going to do that? I don't know. But what I'm saying is that's that is the that is the goal. Whether you come from, no matter where you come from, no matter you come from rich family or poor family, you have the equal opportunity to be successful. But I heard this one lady Ed say, "We're full of cronyism, nepotism, favoritism, all kinds of stuff, and they claim it's capitalism. That's not capitalism, what they doing. This is not capitalism. So so now they didn't took it to another level. Now they didn't dropped it to another level. People talking about democratic socialists. And the thing is, Ed, we already have a socialist system.
Already in
Police
place.
is police is getting paid by the state and the federal government. The doggone judges, the doggone people that's in office. You got people that work for the state and the federal government. You got you got all kind of people that's under that socialist thing because you're getting
But
taxpayer dollars.
they don't consider that socialism. They because it's been around for so long. To most people, it's not socialism.
That is
Uh,
socialism.
but I said to most people, it's not. And a point that was made and stuff when in 2008 and 9, when Obama was trying to get the Affordable Care Act passed, he would go to audience, huge audiences, 5, 6, 7, 8,000 people in the room in the audience, and they would talk about socialism. And he's asking people, so how many of you all have Medicare? All the older folks will raise their hand. I got Medicare. Do you happen to know that that's socialism?
Yep.
And it enlightened a whole bunch of people there in the audience. No, it's not. Yes, it is. It's socialism. This is socialism. Tell me, though, I'm gonna explain to you. This is socialism. Social Security is socialism,
Socialism.
and they didn't believe that because they've been so entwined that this was a part of our society and everything that it didn't dawn on them that that's a part of socialism. They just thought that for the universal health care was socialism. But it is, but you also are living in a socialist society. And those things and stuff that we take for granted as being socialism, food stamps, socialism,
Hey, public schools.
public school, socialism. But most people don't think that. That's not in there. But you cannot convince them that it isn't.
We
So
have
we
dog
gotta
catchers. I mean, every city, almost every major city, I'm sure every major city has a whole department of nothing but dealing with animals: cats, dogs, snakes, rats.
and we have a society that for a while there they were saying, well, I don't want to be taxed. I'm not paying any taxes. If your house catch on fire,
Hello,
who's coming to put the fire out?
thank you. Socialism.
Taxes. Who's gonna pay for it? Your taxes pay for that. You got a big pothole in the middle of your street. I ain't paying taxes. Who gonna
Socialism.
who gonna fix that pothole? You in the
No,
city. You in the
no,
city, and it's dark. All your street lights is going out. Your taxes, my tax money pay for that.
but when you mention pothole, no, I'm gonna knock on the neighbor's door and I'm gonna go down the street. I'm gonna get a bunch of people. We're gonna go and fix this pothole.
Yeah, right. Like they gonna come
Hello?
out there and fix that pothole.
Ain't nobody gonna go. I'm calling my city government.
You're gonna call up the city government. I'm gonna call the mayor up. I'm gonna call up the Department of Public Works. They gotta fix that. But who pay their salary? My taxes. Anyway, man, we giving everybody a schooling here, Ted. A big schooling. We're getting them schooling here, folks. Y'all being schooled here. We're going to school. Oh man, I wrote some notes down here. I don't know what I did here. Oh my goodness. As the days have gone by, after our president left South Korea, had that meeting with Zhao Xingping across the table from him, walked out of the meeting and said, "We got a deal. We got a deal. We got everything we wanted and everything." And them Chinese didn't say a word. Well, Ted, this morning on CNN, Scott Bassett was on CNN, one of their shows, and he finally admitted we ain't got no deal with China. But guess how he framed it? Guess how he framed it? Oh man, he sat down there. Well, we stopped a international disaster because China had decided that they wasn't going to give any rare earth to anyone. So now they're opening the door and letting people and stuff have rare earths. And if we hadn't done what we did and gave them what we gave them, the international community would have been all messed up. So what about the soybean? Well,
And you ain't gonna see no picture of them dumping their soybeans out on the field, are you?
They, I told you, man, the other day, they ain't bought a bean. They ain't bought a bean. And, and if you farmers think that they're coming back to buy your stuff next year, you better think again. Because they done already made long-term deals with Brazil and Argentina, who took your $40 billion, and put it in their pocket. They done made a deal for their soybean for the next 5 years. And they have invested billions of dollars into redoing their ports so they can drive these big ships in there into the port of Brazil, where Brazil is at, and load those ships up with soybeans.
Brazil is up and coming now, bro.
They up and coming. They done dug deep ports in there and stuff, and China gave them the money to do it. So they can bring them big ships up in there and bring that soybean over there to China. You guys and let Trump screw you guys around out there. All you farmers and stuff, wherever y'all let them screw you around. You ain't getting that market back. They might buy a few beans and stuff from you, but that's it. It ain't gonna be nothing like it used to be. They don't need you no more. Y'all don't let Donald Trump screw y'all around. And Ted, the cattle farmers, they done did them so bad as a crying shame. They want to bring in the Argentine beef. I guess that $40 billion and bought them some beef so they can come into the country and bring the beef in here so they can bring the price of beef down.
Oh, don't forget about the Brazilian beef too now.
They bringing their beef into this country, bringing the prices down.
Yeah.
So he said he's helping the cattlemen out. But they gonna bring the beef in here to help them out. Oh my goodness. Ted, we have been bamboozled. Postcard Besson, I feel sorry for him now. He's sitting up there. Got they screwing the best out of him. He finally had to tell the truth. But then he asked him, he said, well, what about what you say? Well, I'm trying to tell you what's going on. We saved the world. And we still ain't got no rare earth over here yet. China getting their chips. They done gave China the chips. they they didn't they told them they ain't getting no chips. They ain't paying no port fee no more. They done lowered the tariff on
Hey,
them. And we ain't got nothing.
hey, they can sit up here and they got rid of diversity, equity, and inclusion,
Yes, sir.
and a lot of times those people that are diversified, they different nationalities. They know how to negotiate. They know the culture. They know the history.
Yeah,
They know how to deal with people.
they are
And
very, very, very smart people.
yeah, and you kick them all out.
Kick them out.
Kicked
You
them
done
all
kicked
out.
them
You
out.
kicked a whole lot of people out
Kick them
and know
all
what they
out.
were doing, negotiating. They know people. They don't mind getting to know them, taking them out to dinner, taking them out to lunch, all of that stuff, entertaining them, and then you become friends with them, and then they say, okay, you working with us, and we know we can trust you. All y'all doing is just going over there talking about this is what we want.
That's it. That's it. And they still haven't realized what's going on. He's still telling the folks and stuff that we got allies in India. India is one of our allies. You must think people are stupid. I done just saw India join the BRICS nations. And the BRICS is China and Russia and all of them. They over there in the BRICS country. They even trading in yuan. They not even trading anymore with the dollar. So how are they your friend? Who gonna help you against China?
I think
You
these Indian people have realized because they've been dogging these Indians lately
They
from
did.
India.
They put that 50% tariff on them just like they did Brazil. He said,
Yeah.
I'm putting a 50% tariff on you. And he turned around a week later and called Modi 4 times. And Modi ain't gonna answer the phone. I don't need to talk to you. And he went over there to the BRICS folks and sat down with them. And his people back in India saying, okay. And guess what India is doing right now? Girlfriend, became the prime minister of Japan, is moving some of their manufacturing into India.
Mm.
We're moving our manufacturing. Japan says, damn you, United States, we're moving our manufacturing to India. They're going to be building our cars. You better wake up there in the White House. Y'all better wake up. Somebody ain't, somebody is asleep at the wheel, Ted.
Well, they're not asleep at the wheel. This is this white only attitude. You got these, and see, here's the thing, though. And my understanding of it is this, and I learned this way back when. Watts. Those are the only people that classify themselves as white folks. If you ain't no Watts, you ain't no white folk. Just because your skin is light and you are not a Watts. White, Anglo, Protestant Saxon. You are not a Watts. And the thing is that they running around and they talking and dogging anti-black and anti-Mexican and anti this and anti that. That's what these people doing, talking about they white. You ain't white, folks. There's a lot of you white folks out there think you white, but you ain't white. They don't look at you as white. You might be at the table. You might even be eating dinner, but you ain't in them back rooms, buddy. You ain't in them back rooms. And you sitting up here dogging people because that's your grift. You dogging every nationality, every ethnic group that you can, people of color, because that's your grip. That's how you get your clicks and giggles. And a lot of people like that because that make them feel good, I guess. I don't know. But like I said, you get all your little clicks and giggles all you want, talking about all kinds of people of color, but and you making a nice little check because people like to hear that mess. I don't want my kids married. I don't want my kids marrying no black man or no black woman or no Indian person. They getting on J.D. Vance about his wife. What's wrong with these people? These people is nuts. They're nuts, man. I mean, they act like we do not live in the 1800s, 1900s. What's wrong with them? I'm telling you, bro. It's something wrong with them, man. I mean, they sick.
every time he wake up at night, because I think he wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning too, Ted, and he says, "Shit, I got an idea." he go on social media and write the shit down. It'd be crazy as all get out. We're gonna go over there and invade Venezuela. We're gonna bring our send a send a battleship down there to him. He done woke
Damn,
up. Yeah,
he just said he was getting ready to do something else. I forgot what it was. It sort of
send
kind
a
of just went over
yeah
my, just
yeah.
flashed in and flashed out.
Yeah, he sent a battleship down there. Send one of our battleship down there to Venezuela. We gonna invade them. He asked the CIA, why ain't you went in there? He ain't heard. I guess he ain't listening. His boyfriend over there in Russia talking about sending some missiles to Venezuela. So we gonna send you some missiles down there so you can fight that son of a gun.
Well,
Sending missiles,
let
ballistic
me
missiles.
let me switch gears right quick.
Go ahead.
We just had a major airplane that killed almost 11. I think it was 7 or 9 people. Ain't heard
UPS,
nothing from the president.
right out of Kentucky.
Ain't heard nothing from the president.
Nope.
We've had floods and typhoons and earthquakes all over the world. Ain't heard nothing from the president.
He ain't said nothing.
We ain't said nothing. We ain't said we usually the world gathers together and help these people. Ain't heard nothing about the Caribbean islands.
Or Jamaica, that was completely devastated.
Yep, I ain't heard nothing about that. So this right here is not the America that we're accustomed to, because usually you have all kinds of people volunteering, going out and helping these people and helping the people that's, America is over there doing things and what have you. Not now.
But he heard he was. They said he was walking by one of the TV sets in the White House, and somebody on Fox News said some of the Christians over there in Nigeria were being shot down. Oh, so he said, "Oh shit! I better send the military over there." He saying I'm Christian there. So he
It,
threatened Nigeria. Yeah, because he heard them saying on Fox News that they were killed some Christians in Nigeria.
Ed,
So
he think the Christians over there is white. He think the Christians over there is white. No, this is the Christians over there. They black. There ain't
he
hardly
done
no white folks there.
he done threatened the country of Nigeria with invasion.
He ain't going over there because he probably found out. He said, "Mr. President, the demographics is only
Now, they black
a
folks over
couple of
there.
100,000 white folks there."
Yeah, and most of the Christians is black.
Boy, I tell you, man, this right here is people, man. They don't realize what they have allowed this man to do, and then his little evil behind the scenes people. And and whatever reason their motives are, I have no idea. I can't, only God knows that. But hey, they're giving it a shot. They're giving it the best shot they can give it right now because this might be their last hooray.
I don't know. And I have one other little thing, tidbit, folks, that we need to throw away at you. They have a major disaster over there in Somalia,
Yep,
and that food aid that usually is being sent over there to those countries in Africa that we cut out.
yep.
They said since that thing happened, they can probably say conservatively that over 1.5 million people have died because they didn't send that food over there.
I wouldn't doubt it, bro. And we ain't getting nothing on the news about it. You got to go on
You ain't heard
YouTube.
nothing. You ain't heard nothing on the news about it. Over a million because we did not give them that aid. We killed over 1.5 million people. Died, children, babies.
And
So
that's just Somalia. We've sent
yeah,
food all over the world for people that need that kind of substance. It's a lot of other countries too as well. I tell you, man, America is not America.
it's not America anymore.
No, it's not. Because that's what we do. Man,
So I had to say
we
that.
don't even want to feed our own people.
Absolutely, I had to say that. So we done killed the conservatively, and this came from Bill Gates's foundation.
Yeah.
He was the one that said that we have killed over 1.5 million people have died because we did not give them that aid.
And Bill Gates was trying to get that food over there.
hmm
He was making some type of effort.
Yeah, but they said they still haven't. You still couldn't keep up with them. They're just devastated. So, final word, Ted. We at the end, man. Already.
Well, I'm just going to say this. Grace and mercy. Thank God for grace and mercy.
Grace and mercy. Grace and mercy. All of our brothers and sisters, white and black, who are dependent upon their food stamps, SNAP. Even the old lady, 91-year-old lady, we're praying for you to get you some food. Even though you are misguided and you still praising the old boy, we still got to pray for you that you will be able to get some food so you can eat and you won't be dying because that's what it is. And how this man can sit down there and have a party. And he's having another party down there, they said. He had one Halloween. You got another one going on down there. They got the young girls running around there half naked. They potted it up, and these folks are starving to death. You don't have no food, Mr. President. How you can stand there and do that, I have no idea. It behooves me, Ted, that how he can do this. I don't care what the Democrats have done. I don't care what anything. That goes beyond that.
Yeah,
Man has no heart. You gonna sit down there knowing these people need that food and sit there and tell them, if the Democrats would end the shutdown, they can get their food. But if you got the power to feed people, mister, feed them people. Let them have their food stamps so they can eat. Let those babies have their food. That's all I got to say. Anything else, Mr. Harvey?
I'm good. Grace and mercy.
Grace and mercy, people. We're praying for you folks out there who waiting on them food stamps, who EBT card is empty. We're praying for you.